guys? Welcome back to another Makoto Archive YouTube video. Today I'm going to be showing you the outfits that I wore this week. 5 really solid springtime looks that hopefully you guys can take a little bit of inspiration from. I feel like we should probably address the elephant in the room. I haven't posted in quite a while. A lot of you guys know my YouTube account actually got hacked. I don't even remember when it was. It's been like a couple months. And then it took me like a month to get the account back. But we worked on it, we got it. Obviously, we're here posting today. I'm still like halfway logged out of my shit. So yeah, I mean, that's like a whole nother thing. I appreciate everyone who's been patient with me. And I know you guys have been waiting for videos because I get messages literally every day. So this one is for all you guys. Today is actually my birthday, the day I'm posting this video. So figured this would be a great way to spend my birthday with you guys. Before we jump into this one, make sure you guys leave a like on this video, comment down below your favorite part of the video. I'm gonna be giving away a piece from one of my brands. So whoever wins this giveaway, you can either pick something from Common Hype, Common Studios, or Compliments. Make sure you guys like the video as well, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. I don't want to hold you guys too much longer. Let's jump into the outfits that I wore this week. And yeah, I miss saying that. Glad to be back. Let's do it. I want to preface this before we get into it. I don't have my typical monitor, so I can't see my camera. And my vision's pretty ass, so like I really can't see the screen. So if I'm out of frame or my head's cut off in part of this video, I'm just gonna pre-apologize because it's probably gonna happen. And yeah, but let's get right into the first outfit of the week. We're gonna start off with Monday. I went ahead and broke out my Common Studios double knee canvas chop short. Now you guys know my favorite pant of all time. It's called the Common Studios chop pant, and we had to make it in a short version. So this one is actually kind of a mix of our Japanese canvas double knee short and our chop pant. If you guys have been like really OG, you guys know our Japanese canvas short. This is just kind of a blend of the two. So you got the chop pockets on the back, you got our leather patch on the back with the hardware, and then on the front you have just normal pockets with the double knee paneling. You're gonna have a contrasted colored coin pocket, and then you're gonna have the rivets and hardware all across the short. This pair came in 4 different colors. We have beige, or this cream color. There's also a jet black, a faded green, and a faded brown. These 4 pairs of shorts have sold better than any product we've released probably in the last year or so. We've moved about 300 pairs of these shorts in the past 3.5 weeks. So we just did a fat restock. It's not loaded yet, but it is ordered. So if you guys want these before they're gone and you don't want to wait for the restock, which is probably gonna come like mid to late summer, I would not sleep on these. Size is already selling out, and I've been wearing this pair quite a bit. So had to start off with that. And then you guys are gonna see every single Common Studios sample belt styled in this video. So yeah, we're gonna start with the black one. This is the cowboy style version. If you want a more detailed look at either of these pieces, just head over to the Instagram. There's content of both of them posted up. Real quick too, before I switch out of the opening fit, I have a pair of Common Studios sample sweat shorts. These are some of the ones that we've done with some hardware. I've been wearing these ones like crazy. They have the turquoise stones in it, and then there's also a bunch of accented like chrome beads as well. Same thing on the other side, super fire. You guys know we dropped the pearl version and the blank version. There's about 10 styles of these coming in like right now. Probably in the next month they'll drop. So definitely keep a lookout for these. I've been wearing these like OD crazy. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you've definitely seen me in them. All right, moving on to the top portion of this outfit, I went with the Common Studios uniform tee. This is one of 5, I think, I might be wrong, 5 or 6 different colorways that we just released in the uniform tee. We actually never even did any formal promotion on these. We ended up just dropping them with our last like collection. They're already on the site. We probably will do a campaign on them eventually, but right now they're just kind of like, if you know, you know, and a lot of you guys now know. This is our best selling graphic tee. We sold it in black, it sold out twice, and then we did it in plum, it sold out again. So we're like, dude, we got to bring it back on the new blank, which is the best blank that we've done by far. And we have to do it in multiple colors. So there is this color, there's red, there's navy, there's black, and then there's like a greenish, kind of like earthy gray. And all of them are gonna have the embroidery on the neck. This one's white on white, so it's harder to see, but all the other ones are gonna be white on a color. And then it's gonna have that plum star embroidery hit right there on the back. That's gonna be on our blanks. That's gonna be on pretty much any graphic tee that we do moving forward. Really nice little accent and touch that really shows that it's a Common Studios piece without it being in your face. And then on top of that, I'm gonna throw on this vintage, what is this? Goldcrest flannel. I picked this up at a vintage market a few years back. I've definitely styled this on the channel before. You guys for sure have seen this, and I just think it's a really dope piece. Great spring colors, and I like the gradient kind of fade on it. So I thought these two paired together really well. And then for the footwear on Monday, I went with my Souvenir or Chanel Vans. These are a really dope pair. I picked these up I actually got these gifted to me from my brother for Christmas last year, and I've been getting a decent amount of wearing. I honestly thought I would wear these more, but my shoe game lately has just been super simple. If I'm being honest, every once in a while I'll break out something a little crazier like this. I think I have a pretty decent mix this week of different types of footwear. But yeah, I thought the Souvenir Vans fit this outfit really well, especially just with the colors in the flannel and just some earthy tones, a little bit of color splash to kind of bring this one to life a little bit. By the way, for the socks, we actually ended up dropping like a nice scrunch sock for Common Studios. It's just a little bit nicer than like an average athletic crew sock. By Scrunch Sock, I mean, I'll put a picture on the screen right now. It's just a little bit more of like that formal type of vibe. So I've been pretty much living in these. We did 2 packs of whites, and then we did a 2-pack with 1 cream and 1 black. So if you guys need a good basic plain sock that's not super athletic-y, you guys can wear with kind of stuff like this, you guys can go shop those online. On Tuesday, I broke out a pair of blue denim. This one you guys have definitely seen if you watch the channel regularly. This is the ERL Levi's denim. They are a little big on me, but you kind of just make it work. That's what we got belts for. Speaking of belts, I got the Common Studios sample belt. This is our like Star Slinger type of belt. This one is pretty crazy. Definitely go and look this one up on the Instagram page so you guys can get a closer look at this one. But yeah, this one is probably my favorite one. It's between, honestly, this one and the green one as far as my favorites go. Usually I'm pretty simple on belts, but man, for some reason, like going a little bit louder with these belts this season, I'm really glad we went that route because it's just something different. You can go find a pretty normal belt anywhere. Our goal was to stand out with the belts this year, and I feel like we always have stood out with the belts, but really going in and trying to get a little funky with it, honestly. So yeah, super proud of this one. Really dope piece, and thought it was a great way to keep the pants up on Tuesday. Kept Tuesday's look pretty straightforward. I went with this No Mercy long sleeve from the No Mercy collection from Commons. This one is actually the sample though, so it doesn't have the back graphic, but I'll throw a picture up on the screen right now of what the actual production version ended up coming out like. Super sick either way. I do need to get one of the production ones because I honestly like it a little more than this one. I think it needs the back graphic. And this one also doesn't have the embroidered star on the back panel. I love how contrasted all the stitching is on all of our new blanks. The new stitching technique that we started using is just so much more elevated than what we were doing before. And I think it came out dope, and I think it was super fitting for the No Mercy collection because this was an actual direct reference from one of my favorite No Fear hoodies of all time. It's actually in my personal collection, and that one is kind of more like West Coast choppery. I really like mixing black and blue as far as like blue denim with a black top. Just feel like it's super classic and you can't really ever go wrong with it. Footwear for this outfit I kept super simple as well. I just went with my Fear God Essentials Converse, just a pair of Chuck 70s. This is the gray colorway. I do have the black and cream one, which is sitting right down there, but I just felt like gray was a nice little switch up for this one and not just so matchy of an outfit, matching the shoes at the top. Just had to go with a little bit offset of a color for the footwear, and I thought it was a great way to just kind of keep this one simple, not go too loud. If you guys want to get like crazy, I could just like raise my arms. You could see the belt a little bit, but I wanted to keep this one relatively on the calmer side. Take a quick look at Tuesday's super simple outfit. Jumping into Wednesday's outfit, I went with this pair of cotton beach pants is what they're called. They're really just like a lightweight, think of it like a cargo pant without the cargo pockets. But you guys have seen me style these before. Absolutely love this pair. Super airy, flowy, lightweight. and honestly just a really solid pair of pants. 100% organic cotton on those as well. And then I went with the green version of the cowboy style belt from Commons. Another banger. This one, like I said, is probably my top 2 favorite along with the red one. Just a really dope piece and one I'm really looking forward to getting out. Hopefully production with these is done for all of them. It's done by the end of April, and then we can be dropping them like late May. There's over 500 units and there's 5 different colors. So yeah, we'll see kind of how this ends up playing out. Obviously we told them take your time and make sure this shit is done right. We don't want any problems. On top of that, a lot of the techniques are very like technical in the sense that they have to kind of take their time. For example, this red one and then the other one, which you guys are gonna see me style in the next fit, they all have a special hand wiping process. So the belts basically get dyed and then they hand wipe them to give it that kind of wiped effect or that aged effect, that weathered look on the leather. And yeah, it's just not something where they can just pump them out super fast. So as we get deeper into our understanding of how to make certain pieces, we're going to spend the extra time to make them properly in the right way, and the belts are no different. So definitely will be worth the wait. For the top of Wednesday's outfit, I broke out an absolute classic. You guys know this one. This is the Pussy Chicken No Fear tee. You literally got the chicken and the cat on the back. Yeah, such a good one, bro. I haven't worn this one in a while. If you guys didn't know, I ended up selling pretty much all of my No Fear with the exception of like maybe, I don't know, like 20, 25 pieces, which is still a lot, but I actually might not even have that many. Maybe I do with like all said and done, but even graphic tee wise, I have like maybe 10 No Fear graphic tees left in my collection. I pretty much sold off just about everything. And that's kind of part of the whole trying to wear my own stuff, not really trying to sit on a bunch of other brands. There was a time where I collected No Fear. It served its purpose, and I definitely still kept certain pieces just like this one. And even this one too, this is actually a No Fear piece as well. I'll jump into that in a second. But hopefully you guys, if you didn't follow me on Instagram, you definitely missed out on all the shows where I sold all this stuff. But for those of you guys who already tapped in, you guys don't miss a beat, and you guys got to pick up some really great No Fear pieces for the low, like the low. This is another No Fear piece that I kept and held on to. This is a kind of like pullover hooded type thing. It's got like a flannel hood and a really dope like washed, aged, faded body, like shell basically. I think I mentioned this in a previous video, but if you guys didn't know, a lot of my personal vintage we use in reference for different pieces for any of the brands, and a lot of my No Fear gets directly referenced, not really for the graphics, but No Fear has a lot of like sleeper outerwear pieces. So this specific piece was actually the direct reference for the piece that we made, which was our reversible flannel pullover that we did. Obviously our twist was that ours was a fully reversible piece. It was monotone on each side, so it'd be like flannel on flannel, and then it was blank on blank, but like you could see the flannel from the other side. Again, I think that's something I mentioned before, but just kind of to show you guys the process of how we take certain pieces and use them as reference, but then are still making sure that you're adding our own aspect to it. And so for that specific piece, it was mainly our colorway, obviously, which is signature to our brand's color, and then the fact that it is a reversible piece. And we just went ahead, took an already great existing shell and just beefed it up a little bit. And so that's kind of how that process works. And I just realized that this is a full No Fear outfit, completely unintentionally, but this right here is my pair of No Fear boots. One day when we were at a shoot, I was just walking and the sole came completely off the shoe just from age, like the glue was just cooked. Yeah, I gave him to my boy, Vic Almighty. If you guys probably know him, he's with Rejuvenator, does all the restorations and customizations. I said, Vic, I need your help, big bro. And he came in clutch big time. So he resold them. They're completely wearable again, and the perfect way to finish off Wednesday's look. So for Thursday, I went with this pair of Common Hype, More Heat, reworked. I don't even know what the full name of these are. You guys have seen these though. We did a collection where we took a bunch of vintage Carhartt pants and screen printed on the back of them. This was, what, 3 years ago already now, which is crazy to think about, but this is the one that I kept and wear all the time. And then I have the other version of the Star Slinger belt and this is in the black colorway. When I was talking about that hand wiping process earlier, this is the process I'm talking about. It just slows down the production a little bit, but overall makes for a much better product. So a little bit of give and take. I just went with this graphic tee from Compliments. It says, "Every saint has a past, every sinner has a future." One of my favorite quotes that Compliments has put on a t-shirt, on a really fire blank, pretty much matching the Common Studios size chart. And then it's just gonna have nice contrasted stitching and a bit of a lighter wash than stuff that we do with Commons. This is a size large. All of the Commons, Compliments, Common Hype, any of our brands, I'm gonna wear a size large in the tops and a size medium or 32 in the bottoms, unless stated otherwise. Chop Short, for example, I did size up for a size large just to have a bit of an oversized, kind of like baggier look. Super fire. You guys can go shop these now. We just ended up releasing these. And then I did end up throwing on a hat with this one. This one is from AFY USA. It's just this like nice blue denim type hat. And I really just did that to accent the footwear a little bit. Threw on these pearlized old school Vans. This is the blue black colorway that they just released like maybe a few weeks ago. And then these will also be in the next video you guys see, where I go over a bunch of recent pickups. I actually filmed 2 videos today because I've been in that mode. Kind of mixed thoughts on these, honestly. Like, it is a dope pair, dope colorway. But I kind of share why I feel like Vans is kind of missing out a little bit right now. So either way, we'll throw these on, see how this looks for Thursday's outfit. All right, last fit of the week. We're gonna go with Friday's outfit. As you guys can tell, by the way, we're narrowing this down to 5 outfits a week. Taking out Saturday and Sunday saves me so much time with editing. Just each section alone, it's a lot more than you guys would think probably. And I need to be able to be more efficient with my time so that I can actually put myself in a position to be able to upload on a consistent basis. So we're narrowing it down to 5, and hopefully over time, the 5 will just go even harder. And then if you guys wanna know what I'm wearing on the weekend, maybe I'll post some Instagram stories or something. I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna go with the brown cowboy style Common Studios belt sample, and then Old Faithful, the chop pant. This pair is actually the sample, so this isn't even like the full production spiel. Like, this has completely different rivets. This was the like sample leather tab, so it's not even the same. Now this one does have the plum stitching on the inside, but I don't know, there's just like very minute changes on the production pairs. So I think I'm gonna go get a fresh pair of chop pants this week. I was trying to wait it out. I still am gonna wear the shit out of this pair still, but I just wanna have a little fresh one on ice because we're getting low on sizing in these. And if I don't have a backup, then that's gonna be a problem. So the chop pant for Monday, and if you guys didn't know, the chop short at the beginning of the video, you guys can compare the two. That's what it was kind of referenced off of. And then the last look of the week, I went with this blank Common Studios t-shirt. These actually sold out in most like big sizes. So we did a big restock. Those are in production right now. Those will get delivered here probably this month. And yeah, we'll have a nice fresh set of blanks. The only hit on the blank is just that star plum embroidery. And these are easily the best fitting t-shirt we've ever developed. We liked it so much, we ended up saying, all right, we're just gonna do all of our t-shirts moving forward, graphic or not graphic, on this cut. The only thing we did for anything that has a graphic is gonna have a slight additional length to it. So you guys are gonna be able to see this one fits a little bit more cropped, and that kind of like blank style that I personally like. So that's the blank. And then I have this vintage Lee crew neck, styled on the channel before, probably a while ago, but I ended up keeping this one when I got rid of a bunch of stuff. It was just one that I'm like, man, I like that one too much. Am I gonna find this ever again in the wild? Hell no. So had to keep this one, the Yesteryear vintage crew neck. Thought these two paired together sick. And then I'll also pair that with this fitted cap from my boy Colin's brand, Articles. Really dope piece. And then last pair of footwear for the week, I went with the Converse Chuck 70. Love a little brown blue combo. Brown, blue, green. All right, hold on. Let me make sure I get this right. Brown, blue, green, black, gray, cream, white. That's 7. Yeah, those are probably like the only 7 colors that Common Studios touches. Well, red obviously with the belt, but like for the most part, I'm really only touching those 7 colors. And it's been a really fun challenge over the past couple of years, simply creating those products over and over again in the same colorways and it just still banging. And it's like some products are meant to be more colorful. And so when you guys see the new sweat shorts and some of the other like fun things that we're doing, we definitely mix the color in properly and get a little bit more outside the box. But as far as like fundamental uniform pieces in the closet, blue, green, brown, black, gray, white, cream, those are just the foundation of my entire closet. And honestly, a lot of you guys that pick up pieces from us, it's beginning to be that for you guys too. And I think people are maybe like a little bit more open to seeing that and kind of building off of that. It's going to be different for everyone depending on your personal taste for sure. But just as far as being able to balance a certain set of colors and know that they're all going to go together 99% of the time, like it just works. The green and blue in this outfit, you know, the cream and white, or the black and the blue, like all of this stuff flows together. Pretty much I could probably realistically make another 5 outfits out of these 5 outfits without repeating the same pieces together, if that makes sense. So I really feel like it's an infinite combo loop, and yeah, I'm just gonna continue to do it. But this outfit reminded me of it too, because again, it's just like brown and blue and black, and it's just like, it's so uniform, it's so perfect, it's so wearable, it's so easy. And it's like, you look at other pieces in my closet, and those sections of my closet of those colors are just the only sections of color in my closet, really. Like every once in a while, we'll switch it up, and I like to throw a red in or something a little funky or louder, but it's pretty much like cooler tone colors and neutral earthy tones. Sorry for the yap. Let's throw this one on. Well, it's on now. Let's take a look at how this one looks. So those are the outfits I wore this week. Appreciate you guys tuning into this one. Thanks for spending my birthday with me. It really does mean a lot that you guys continue to come back and support the channel no matter how long I'm gone or how consistently I'm posting. You guys always keep it real, so I really do appreciate you guys. Make sure if you watch the entire video, you're still watching now and you haven't commented your favorite piece, your favorite outfit, whatever it is, I'm gonna be picking a random comment in this video to do a little giveaway. Send you guys a piece from one of the brands and just show some love back to you guys. So make sure you guys do that, like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Another video coming pretty soon after this one. I'll probably edit them at the same time and drop them, I don't know, maybe a week apart or so. If you guys want to see me more on a daily basis, Makoto Archive on Instagram, Bryson Yamamoto on TikTok, and Bryson Yamo on Instagram for my personal stuff. So that's all I got for you guys today. Appreciate you tuning in, and yeah, see you next time.